It's Friday, May 20th, 2022. I've been seeing on YouTube that, budget grocery videos are popular since the cost of food prices. I've been seeing a lot of eat for $10 a week from the Dollar Tree type videos, and I decided that I wanted to do one for people like me. I have small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, I have celiac disease, and I have gastroparesis. Now, the gastroparesis especially limits me to eating about 3 ounces 2 to 3 times a day. So trust me, I can eat on $10 a week. I can eat for 2 weeks on $10. But some people have a different type of small intestinal bacterial overgrowth where they're able to eat more, or they have it but they don't have gastroparesis, so their stomach can expand to hold more. Regardless, I wanted to do this Dollar Tree challenge, especially since it's now the $1.25 tree. So I've mentioned in my past videos, I think I've recorded like 7, pretty much all which I have yet to upload to YouTube. I've mentioned some of my health problems in the past and how limiting it is eating on the low FODMAP diet. A lot of people start the low FODMAP diet as an elimination diet to try to see what food groups they're sensitive to. If you're somebody like me who has colon paralysis issues, low FODMAP is probably going to be lifelong for you. I've been on it for about 4 years now. I have to be, or I will become very sick. That will just add to the nausea and things of the gastroparesis. So, if you guys are experiencing any food sensitivities though, actually, I would recommend just getting a test instead of doing the low FODMAP diet. No offense to the diet, but it's really hard to use the diet to pinpoint what you're sensitive to, especially if you have some gut paralysis issues where you may have eaten something 2 days ago and it's just now getting fermented in your gut, causing the symptoms, but you think it's something that you ate today. So I would recommend just getting a food sensitivity test. Actually, there's a company called Balanced Health that does food sensitivity tests. You just order the kit, send in a sample of your saliva, your hair, and you can do your fingernails as well. And that will run through hundreds of different types of foods and show you what you've come back sensitive to. I did get that test done after I was diagnosed with SIBO, which I was diagnosed I had an upper endoscopy and they took biopsies, but they took a sampling of my small intestinal fluid as well. And so that's when they saw that, but the test matched up perfectly. Maybe I'll throw a picture in there of what it looks like. I'm pretty new to making videos, so I don't know if I'm that advanced yet. But I will put their link down below, and there is a discount code, Balanced Family, that you can get $20 off your tests. So, without further ado, not true, look at my shirt. Leviathan Bakehouse. My husband is an owner of this pastry shop in Indianapolis, Indiana. So, Leviathan Bakehouse, get you some. Okay, now onto the shopping challenge. The first challenge I had was finding a Dollar Tree that was open. The first Dollar Tree I went to had a sign that said they were closed until further notice. The second one had a sign saying that they were closed due to understaffing. So I went to a third Dollar Tree, and it was a really big Dollar Tree, the biggest one I've been to, and they had a lot of products that the other ones didn't. The first thing I did was check the ingredients on labels for things that should be gluten-free, like pasta sauces and tater tots, you would think. They had 4 different types of frozen French fries, and 3 of the 4 had wheat fillers in them. They had potato gnocchi that had wheat, and then of course a lot of condiments that have onion and garlic. So I found some plain okra, I found plain unseasoned canned chicken breast, which I ended up not getting. I found plain diced tomatoes. They had ground meat, but it had textured soy protein and wheat fillers in it, so that was a no-go. So I had to go with peanut butter and cheese for the protein this time around. But all in all, I ended up getting 8 products at $1.25 a piece. So that brought me to $10 even. Did have to get a little creative, but I was able to do that. And here's what I got. A 2-pound bag of rice that is actually going to cook to 4 pounds after it absorbs the water and everything. I got these 22 corn tortillas, and that weighs 4.6 ounces. They were out of jarred peanut butter, so I had to get this Jif. It's only 4.5 ounces in total weight, so that was a bummer because I don't know how much their regular peanut butter is. I want to say it's 6 ounces, maybe I'm wrong, but we did lose some food volume there. I went with strawberry preserves because the only frozen fruit they had was mango, which is high FODMAP. So strawberry preserves, you can have 40 grams safely per serving. So I went with this. It doesn't have high fructose corn syrup in it, so that was a great find. I went with 10 ounces of frozen okra. I could have gotten a 15-ounce can of another vegetable, but I thought this might be more nutrient dense. And then 2 blocks, look how skinny these are, 4 ounces of cheddar cheese. I prefer sharp, but hey, they only had mild. So I'm going to be able to get 21 meals out of this. Now, a full meal for somebody is about 8 ounces. Somebody with this condition, I guess I'm really referring to SIBO here because people with just celiac can still eat a lot. But with SIBO, you're so nauseous and everything that I haven't had an 8-ounce meal in years. So these meals are going to be 6 to 6.5 ounces each. I'm actually also going to use my own salt and pepper. I'm sorry to cheat about this. I might not even use this. I might just use plain cinnamon. And then my favorite thing, shallot-infused olive oil from Fody Foods. This is a must. My dietitians recommend that I put oil on everything that makes sense so that I can get more calories, but this is the best kind. Okay, so I will show you what we're making. For all 7 breakfasts, we will be having homemade rice crackers with peanut butter and strawberry preserves. The Dollar Tree didn't have any gluten-free bread products. They didn't have any grits. They didn't have any certified gluten-free oats. I have had cross-contamination issues in the past. Usually they say that oats are gluten-free, but I didn't want to take the chance on cross-contamination, so I found this recipe on a blog called My Kids Lick the Bowl on how to make your own rice crackers. I thought that would be a great use of our excess rice for the week. Basically, you just boil the rice, blend it down, spread it out. You can add cinnamon or other flavorings if you want, and bake it down into crackers. So that's what I did. Here is the finished product for our breakfast. That is 130 grams of these homemade rice crackers, 19 grams of peanut butter, and 40 grams of jam. Now, again, if I had been able to get the larger size peanut butter at the Dollar Tree, we could have had more peanut butter on this plate. We could have had at least 50 grams of it instead of the 19, but this is what we're working with. These crackers came out, these are a little soft because I didn't follow the recipe. I actually just made them in the toaster oven, uncovered on the top, and so it's actually like slightly chewy like flatbread, but okay, look, in real life I would be using a spoon or a knife or something. But look, this totals to be 6.3 ounces. Since again, we got cheated on the peanut butter. This is good. I mean, you can always buy your own rice crackers, but I just love a very pure tasting rice cracker. So, yeah, 6.3 ounces for breakfast. Not bad at all. There's a better bite. Definitely so good. Here I am just weighing out the ingredients for the okra tacos. We can have 42 grams of okra per serving and 62 grams of tomatoes. Sorry, you probably can't see that well. My overhead kitchen lights are pretty bright, but I don't want to go over. This has nothing to do with calorie control. This is all about therapeutic portion control. I don't want to get sick from what I eat, so I eat within the parameters. But this is what we'll use to go ahead and fry up our tacos here. Here are the pan-fried okra tacos. I used the shallot-infused oil, just the okra, the tomatoes, and then we have 15 grams of cheese spread between these 3 tacos. Now you can have 40 grams of cheese per serving on the low FODMAP diet, but I'm just going based on we could only afford 8 ounces, and I need that for the other meals. I'm going to try this right now. This cooked incredibly quickly. I only made 1 serving here. Uh-oh. See, here we go. Okay, just ignore that. Oh, I could eat that all day long if I was able to eat a lot. It may be better to just bake these and turn them into tortillas and do like a nacho situation. And I really don't like to eat chunky tomatoes unless it actually is salsa. Guys, this is not bad at all. I can't eat this whole thing. I'm going to save it for my husband for his dinner, which he was like, please don't make me any of your food experiments, but this is actually good. This is actually good. Since we used or are using 21 of the 22 tortillas for our taco lunches, I went ahead and took our final tortilla, which weighs just under 20 grams, and I just fried it up on the stove in a pan with cinnamon sugar, more cinnamon than sugar. It smells really good. It could be a lot crispier than what it is, but I am getting winded just standing up cooking. Yeah, I was really hoping this would be totally crisp so I could rip it up easily. What I'm trying to do is use this as a topping. You know what? I'm just gonna have to put the phone down. Now that that's all ripped up, since I didn't fry it long enough to actually crumble it, I want to add that to our dinner here of our savory rice. And this is rice, shallot oil, salt, a ton of black pepper, which I love, and 19 grams of shredded cheese. The rice portion is 144 grams here. And then for a little dessert, we're going to have another 40-gram serving of the strawberry preserves and top that with, 2.8 grams of this little cinnamon topping here. So this scale doesn't do odd numbers, so I'm gonna guess that's about 2.8 or 3. I'll put a little piece back on. So let's see what that looks like. I'm telling you guys, stroke of genius. This is not bad. This is a lot of food. I could not eat this in a sitting. I don't know if I'll ever be able to again. For someone without the gastroparesis component, though, this, I'm gonna try a little bit of this right here. This should be good. Yeah, I wish I could taste more of the cinnamon sugar. You can have as much cinnamon as you want on the low FODMAP. But with something so savory, this is super sweet. And I mean, yeah, it gets you another ounce and a half almost of food, so I recommend it. Here are some resources for the low FODMAP diet. Not everyone who is low FODMAP also has to be gluten-free. I have celiac disease and gastroparesis, so I need to be both. My husband was looking over this and he was like, that's pretty limiting, and I told him that's what this is how I live. Like, you know that, and there are other patients out there like me. So check these resources out. I will have the recipes down below, although it's was pretty easy to cook all these things. Either fry it in a pan or boil it and add some salt and pepper, and that's what you're eating. So but I'll put the information here along with the calorie count, including the oil that was used, and I will see you in the next video.